Morning guys, we're back. We're gonna be wrapping up the rest of this furniture. We're gonna take it down to Peter Blake Art Gallery down in Laguna Beach. So kind of follow along. We're gonna get these cleaned, wrapped up in the truck, and then we're gonna head down to Laguna Beach. As you saw, it's really good to blow it off first. And these ones here, because they have these little metal cleats, the little hooks, what we're going to do is only wrap 2 at a time. Not a big deal. There's only, I think, 6 shelves, which means we're only going to waste 3 blankets. So it's safer. So those little metal brackets, you can kind of see them here. If we put another guy on top, we could start getting scratch marks and then start ruining all of the hard work that we put into these guys. So you know, kind of get it wrapped up nicely. And we'll get the stretch wrap, hold it just a little bit. These are going to sit inside my truck, so they're not a big deal. I'm not worried about the blanket opening up or flying away. It's just more about keeping this blanket tight so these shells don't move inside. So just a few extra seconds, and it really is going to make it easier for you and just safer, so that way you don't ruin all the hard work once it goes back to the customer's house. You know it's going to be a full load when you got to take your kids' car seats out of the truck to fit everything. So we'll get that one in. We have already the other 2 ready to go. We're going to set those carefully inside as well. All right, those guys are in. Let's get back inside. We'll wrap up that little guitar pick table and then that little brass table base that we did. So let's get back inside. We'll get this guy carefully. Hopefully it fits on top of this. Let's see. Yeah, we are good. Don't want it to fall down. We'll get the air hose again. It's been sitting for a few days, so just a little bit of dust from us sanding in here gets on top of it. It's way in the back of the shop, but still just, even having the fans on, we'll take put a layer of dust on everything. That should be okay. We'll wipe it down when we get there, because we'll have to unwrap it and get it all set up inside the gallery. Just to take my blanket, do the same thing, and then we'll take the stretch wrap, get it all wrapped up, so that way the top of this doesn't get damaged on delivery. So I don't know why movers damage stuff so easily. It's like, it's not that hard to take care of, the customer's furniture. Just kind of treat it like it's your own, which I do, because Ivan and I, we put a lot of energy into these restorations, and we don't want to damage them going back to the customer. So it's like, if you're a shipper too, like I said, just take a little extra care, treat them like it's your own. You don't know how many shippers bring me stuff that they accidentally damage on a delivery, but then I'll see these shippers, multiple times a year, and I'm like, well, you're not that careful. If you were, I wouldn't see you 3 or 4 times a year. This should be a pretty easy thing to move. Just want to make sure this blanket doesn't come off. Go like 1 or 2 times around this edge just to hold the blanket, and we should be good to go. Okay, the truck's loaded. Ivan and I are going to get in. We're going to go down to Laguna Beach. We're going to go meet Peter Blake, in his art gallery. So come along. Okay, we just got back from Peter Blake's. There was nothing there worth showing you guys in person. The gallery is in between shows right now, so there's nothing too exciting. But we played Tetris this morning, taking stuff to one store, one to the gallery, one to the warehouse, but then we picked up a few more pieces. This desk was damaged by some people that were, he allowed to borrow the desk. It's going to come back in, do some repair, some touch-ups. If in the back corner, you can kind of see it's a teak dining room table. We're going to check the legs right when we get back, because they were broken, it looked like. They might need to get rewelded. And then at the bottom, there's glass for that rosewood desk that we have inside. It's that Philippon rosewood desk. We're going to open that because it came, I think, from France. We're going to open it up, make sure the glass isn't broken, make sure there's no chips or damage on it. And I said there's a few little things inside, nothing crazy, but let's get back to work. Let's get some stuff going in the shop. First thing we're going to get going on, I'm going to get this ready real quick for Ivan. We're going to remove the paper off of this carefully, because sometimes there is a cross member or like a piece of plywood here. If you would have punched that, wouldn't feel too good. But so we're going to take this off, get all that opened back up. Ivan's going to jump on this, start getting the repairs done. That large chip that's on that corner, it's going to get filled. This piece is in pretty good condition, minus that one section, and it's just faded. Just like the doors, there's not a lot of epoxy work. It's just more that it's kind of faded. I see one little scratch mark we might have to steam out. But like I said, as a whole, it's a very old homeowner. She's taken care of this thing for many years. Like I said, it's ready to go. It's good. It's in good condition. But what I want to do first, before bringing in those pieces from the truck, I need to free up another one of these tables. So I'm going to go and prep the drawers and the shelves that go inside. We're going to get those sanded, cleaned, and get them hung up. So let's go do that first. So these are the 4 shelves, and I believe there's 4 drawers and 4 shelves that go to that rosewood piece. What I'm going to have to do is, first we're going to scuff everything, a little bit of the sanding sponge. These all are in really good condition on the inside, but what we're going to do is just make sure they look even better when they get finished. So we're going to prep them, go around, check all the drawers. I'm also going to check the dovetails, make sure that these drawers are tight. We don't want to give them back to her really loose. So I'm going to go around all of these, and once I'm done hitting that, we'll blow it out, we'll clean it, and then we'll tape up this green felt inside so none of the lacquer gets inside of here and ruins this. And then, those are just the drawers. We're going to take the 4 shelves and do the same thing. Lightly scuff them. They're all in great condition. So we're going to just treat this as a coat of sealer, clean them with the wax wash remover, sand them, and then we'll get them hung up and get them back into the alley so that way they can get sealer on them possibly tomorrow morning. Okay, it's little steps like this that'll set apart your restoration from like good to great. Inside, you're never going to see it, but knowing that you put a new coat of sealer, a new coat of clear, and you could even tint it a little bit to richen the color back up, it'll also give you the opportunity to repair any little chips that it may have. And I said, this one here, it may be hard to tell, but there's a little chip right on this little corner here. Probably a little piece of veneer that was missing, peeled up. We're going to fix that, making sure that that's not there for future, so that way if she puts something back in it, she doesn't see that there's a piece missing. It just looks better for you as the restoration artisan to do a better job for your homeowner or your customer, whoever it is. Okay, so all of those shelves and all of those drawers are ready to go, minus putting tape and paper on. I realized I had to go to Mohawk, this morning. I forgot. I got to go get some more tape and paper tomorrow. So we'll finish taping those up tomorrow. You can see the green kind of spinning around right now. We'll get back on those. As you can see, I'm working on the last drawer for that rosewood desk, which is right behind me. This one here, if you kind of come in, we can see all the repairs. Like this whole chunk was missing. There's a few broken areas in these corners. A little sliver down here was broken and missing. So I said I'm hitting it right now with the last little bit of sanding, kind of getting it all polished back up. And then this one here will get blown out, taken down the line, and then we're going to go in the truck and get some of that stuff out so I can show you what we picked up today. Okay, this is one of the heaviest little boxes that we've picked up from Peter Blake in a long time. A lot of times these pieces come to us in these crates, in these containers from foreign countries. This one here actually I believe came from France, if I remember right. He bought it at an auction. It is the metal, or it's the glass that goes with the desk behind us. I was there last week to pick up the desk, but I couldn't lift this by myself. This little box probably weighs at least 200 pounds. So we'll open it up, we'll watch it all together. For one, then we can see if the glass is broken. And we know then it wasn't my fault. But I said a lot of these things get shipped to us from from foreign countries, and we just disassemble them here. So here's the metal. That's the other opposing side, but it's going to go there on the glass. I said the metal looks like it needs a little bit of work. Set those down. And we got foam, which is good. This is the foam we use for a lot of shipping. So we'll cut this up into probably thirds. We'll use them to tie down loads and stuff inside the truck. So I'm like, this is why this sucker is so heavy. So here are the two legs. So these are the sides. Let's see. So this is one of the best packaged ones I've seen in a long time. I see a little chip there and a little chip there on the surface. Let's see. Yeah. So somebody actually put rubber there. So this is the top here. So technically, this is the bottom back corner that's busted. I don't know if you can come in close to here, Ivan. I want to show something. These little dents here, I don't know where, how they're manufactured, but this desk always has this. This may be a signature of the desk, something in manufacturing. Maybe this is where like the claws would pick it up for whatever reason when it was still being molded. But yeah, every one of these desks has them, and as I said, they're just like little indentions, kind of like a signature. So like I said, this one here has a little bit of a chip on this back edge. Let me turn it, and you can actually see this corner is missing. But it's not sharp, so somebody has sanded it and polished it, which that's a first. Like I haven't seen them do that. So I said I'm going to send these over to Peter Blake, show him, so that way he could decide what he wants to do, either leave it alone or have it, have these remanufactured. I said let's see what this one has. Oh man, I said these weigh a lot. They're really dirty on the top. It's a little bit of a chunk missing over here. You can see the wave in the glass. Same thing here on this back edge. It's almost like they cut it, and then when they broke the glass, it just snapped wrong. And because they're all smooth, it gets cut and polished. Once again, those signature those little bumps are down here. These little button, I don't even want to know what to call them. They're just little holes, indentions. So I said, that one looks good, and then what we're going to do is open up the large glass top. So I'll set this down. That doesn't look like a good spot to set it. Come over here. There we go. This will be safer. And then I said we got more foam. What does this say? I can't tell. It just probably says danger. Be careful. Glass. Yeah, there you go. There's glass. And then we have, oh wow, look at that, bright green. Usually these are like a gray, but that is a bright green. At first glance, this looks pretty good. I see those same little signature holes on the top here, those little indentions. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's just dirt there. This, I believe, is the top because the green will be underneath, so you don't wear the green off. I'm gonna we'll set the camera down. Ivan and I will pick this up because this piece of glass probably weighs a good 150 pounds, I would assume, 125 pounds. This piece of glass is pretty heavy. I wanted to show you these chairs that we did the special hitting with those special tools, the chain. Come in a little bit closer, you could take a look. Now it looks like these have a bunch of wormholes and a lot of imperfections that the customer wanted. Their goal was a restoration hardware style chair, zero sheen, which is what we had specially formulated from Mohawk. And like I said, all that damage, all those dings that we put into these chairs, now these look like they are 100 years old, bunch of wormholes. I've worked on chairs that look just like this, not the style, but the same character. I was thinking they were Andre Sornay chairs. They actually went with the desk we just picked up. We're going to bring that in just a second and show you what's going on there. But now it said these are ready to go. Luis will be here tomorrow to pick these up and get them back to the upholstery shop, and he can get them back to his customer. Let's go get that desk. Me and my muscle Ivan got this desk in here, and as large as this thing looks, it probably weighs maybe 150 pounds. Ivan and I could easily pick this up together. It doesn't weigh much. I said this is a very old desk. So it was built out of, you know, solid wood plywood, which is a lot lighter in weight than your conventional plywoods and particle boards. But like I had mentioned, this desk was restored by us a few years ago. It sat in the Cody's Cody out in Palm Springs for one of the exhibits, and then he loaned it to somebody for, you know, at an art foundation, and the people kind of beat it up and destroyed it. So you can kind of see as I unravel the blankets, the top's damaged, the front has a bunch of chips in the doors, like they were just using this with their desk chair, banging it all up. So we're gonna have to come in, figure out how to restore this the most easiest and quickest way possible without doing a full restoration. My assumption is we're gonna disassemble it again, strip the top, because the top is pretty much destroyed. And if I remember right, I could see this had a few large damaged areas when it came into us. So we're gonna have to do another large touch up, it looks like, on the top. But it looks really bad. It's not as far gone as needing a full restoration. So we're lucky there. But I said, it's just, he loaned it to somebody, they didn't take care of it. We're gonna sand it, fix it, fix any of the large chips on these edges, touch it up, get it back in the spray booth and shoot a final. So instead of being a 20 or 25 hour restoration, we might be done with this in 5 or 6. So it'll be pretty good. We'll start working on it tomorrow. This is the last piece we picked up today. It's a Philip-on dining table, we believe. It is teak. It's really nice looking, but if you check out these legs, they're a little crooked. We're going to attempt to put them back in and straighten them out, which may result in breaking these legs, and then they have to go see the metal shop, and then they're going to have to get re-chromed, because if they have to weld anything, it's going to mess up that chrome that's on here. And I said we might destroy these chairs, these table legs tomorrow. As well, when we get back tomorrow, we're going to work on the Rosewood desk, get that down the line and in the spray booth. Ivan's going to be working on that 8-foot 4-door credenza in Rosewood. That's going to get down the line. And then we're going to jump on the Cofemo chair and that Philip-on chair you saw last week, where we had to beat it up and use a lot of acetone to pull out all that glue and get that sanded. So that way half of this shop will be kind of down in the alley, ready to go. The chairs will get picked up. We have a credenza dresser that's ready to go. And then the desk behind us might get disassembled tomorrow, but I'm not holding my breath. We already have a lot on our plate. So until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow.